All right, welcome to Smokey Approved Korea. I'm your boy journalist, and on this one, I have been asked to check out is the HYBE family a thing? I've made a comment in another video that I would say no, and this is just my initial assessments before checking out the video. Shout out to Board City for this one, but my initial assessments is it's business. I'm sorry. And the where we've come into a business of picking up other people, things is just too far ahead. What's going on, G? Oh, okay. That's calm. Two things are just too far ahead. Like I just don't see it just being straight up like a family unit type situation, like how we would kind of look at like BTS in that. So I feel like it's a good label, it's a good business or company, but is it a family in the sense of how we would look at the ties between BTS and Bang PD and that? And I'm just I don't see it. Now I'm happy to eat my words and be wrong at end of this video, but end of the day, nigga, you just work where I work. When I actually family, when I actually cool like that, like we just happen to work at the same fucking building, and I know you, but like it's not like really that tight. But I could be completely wrong, and that's what we're here to say or see today. So thank you for the person that suggested I check this out multiple times, and then also my own thoughts. We're here to see if I'm correct or not. So let's see what's going on. Again, shout out to Board City. Thank you guys very much for joining me. Please do hit that like, subscribe, and Patreon, and let's get into this one.
In 2013, BTS debuted under the small South Korean label Big Hit Entertainment. At the
I could always understand Bora, but I'm gonna put these on just in case anybody can't, because she always says that like, yo, you should put them on. So I'm just check those on for you guys.
time, the label was managing 4 other artists, but they were not even full.
Group 8, no. Group 2 AM, no. I'm not mad at Lim. Shout out Lim. And then Group Glam, I'm gonna say no. I don't know though. I've never heard their music. I could like all their music though.
Fully theirs. They were co-managed by other bigger, more powerful labels. With time, these artists started disbanding or leaving the company one by one. Soon after, Big Hit Entertainment only had 2 artists, solo singer Lee Hyung and BTS. But as we know, BTS then became the biggest group in the world. They helped the label survive and transform from Big Hit Entertainment, the biggest
Hold
group
on, I
in
didn't
the
even
world.
notice
They
this last time. I gave my fucking little cousin a piano right there. It's an M Audio keyboard. I gave my little cousin that before I came out here to the UK because I just couldn't use it. I had to leave it. I was like, man, I'm just carrying too much shit on the plane. I was like, I'm not doing it.
The label survived and transformed from Big Hit Entertainment to HYBE Corporation, a South Korean multinational entertainment company. Entertainment
How it started,
to HYBE Corporation.
how it's going. Jesus Christ. Niggas had an office in the building. Niggas are the office building now. Jesus.
A South Korean multinational entertainment company that works as a record label for artists under other entertainment
Okay, so we don't have quality control in that over there yet for HYBE America.
companies and as a talent agency or management company for artists like Justin Bieber and Ariana Grande. But this apparent sudden massive success has made a lot of K-pop fans very confused, because in K-pop there were always 3 major labels known as the Big Three. There were other entertainment agencies, but just like what happened with Big Hit and their groups, their success was not guaranteed. Only the Big Three were capable of producing real big groups. So since BTS broke the notion that the most popular group can only be from the Big Three, K-pop fans started naming Big Hit Entertainment and then HYBE as part of a new Big Four. Because how is it possible that the Big Three doesn't have the actual biggest group, not only in K-pop but in the world? It's simply impossible. This quick response of naming HYBE as part of a new Big Four may be comforting for K-pop fans, because the Big Three always sold the idea that
Hey, if y'all want to keep calling it a big three when somebody has broken the system to become the big one, if I'm SM or YG or fucking JYP, thank you. Thank you so much. I didn't have to spend any extra money marketing this concept to you. You guys already rolled me into the continual success of I'll put out some dope shit. But how I look at it, nigga, there's only one nigga in the market right now that's worth looking at, and that's gonna be Big Hit or HYBE. You other niggas done fucked it and have been fucking it since 2016. You niggas can't even come up with something that's comparable. You out here riding my dick for press releases and that. And then You want to be like, oh, it's the big four. No, it's not, nigga. I'm the only one outside. You niggas are still trying to survive. I'm running things. There's only me, and that's it. I don't see no, yeah, nah, If I was Big Hit or HYBE, I'd be like, nah, cut that shit the fuck out ASAP. I don't want to be part of no big four. Nigga, I'm it. That's uno, solamente. That's it.
That no matter what, the big whatever has the biggest groups. It doesn't matter if the group doesn't have any music yet. These groups will have fans before their debut, before releasing any music, before we see them dance or sing, just because they are from the big three. This is how these labels have successfully tried for years to create a community.
Nigga, it's gonna be a decade in 3 years since you niggas had anything. I just keep chatting shit. Ah, man. Everybody be glad I don't work in them fucking the label for them folks. I'd be talking to niggas. I'd be like Dame Dash in the 90s when he used to, what is the name of this movie? It's the Hard Knock Life Tour. It's a Rockefeller documentary on the Hard Knock Life Tour. Please Google this or watch it so you can understand the way that I would be talking to people if I was part of Big Hit or HYBE. I would be so disrespectful. There's a scene in this movie where Dame Dash is getting his hair cut, and I want you to understand this is a bald man. This man is bald, getting a haircut. So he's forcing a barber to cut his bald ass hair like he got like a real head of hair. And in this, Kevin Liles, the guy that started 300 Entertainment, he is a worker for Def Jam Records and has decided that he's going to buy some Def Jam Letterman jackets for the Rockefeller artists that are on the tour that Def Jam is funding. This nigga Dame Dash just goes fucking crazy. Don't buy shit from my artists. Matter of fact, don't even talk to my artists. Matter of fact, who are you? Are you talking to me? Why are you talking to me? You just talk because you handle somebody else's money. Nigga, this is my money running Rockefeller. I don't even need you. I just, oh my God. I love it. Shout out to Dame Dash, man. That nigga do not play.
Of fans not only for the groups signed to their labels but also for their company. This type of identity K-pop artists have with their labels is very strong, stronger than in Western countries where most people don't know from which label their favorite artist is from. So in a world where label identity and label families are strong, where does BTS stand? And does the family of HYBE artists exist? Some K-pop fans will probably say yes, because the big three and almost every other South Korean label have a strong family identity. But this doesn't take into consideration that HYBE is not even a label and that BTS has very little in common artistically with other groups from their company. With the recent globalization of K-pop because of BTS's global success, it has become less and less acceptable to be a company stan. A company stan is someone who is a fan of a music label or most artists part of a music label. In the case of the big three, YG and their artists are considered a family. SM is a town. JYP is a nation. This family idea is promoted by collaborations of activities between groups under the same label. Like I said, nowadays it's less common to be a self-proclaimed company stan, but the instant success and support of groups that just debuted are clear signs that company stans still exist. But instead of saying, I am a fan of this label, K-pop fans say phrases like, I like SM's sound.
That's the best one I've heard so far. That is the best one I've heard so far. Better. I'm like, I don't know, somebody, like the door keeps making noise. So I'm like, I don't know if somebody's trying to come in or not. That's why I'm like, But yeah, that Better song, I don't know who that is. That sounds good though.
Or, I like JYP groups, so I dislike JYP the least. Or, YG is bad to their artists, but I like their noise music.
I can't do the noise shit. Fuck. I'm about to have to hear a lot of that shit because I'm gonna listen to a bunch of other people in Korea. But damn it, that style of music is fucking terrible. That, yeah, baby, I'm worth it. That's all that shit sounds like. That's all I'm hearing.
I'm not kidding, these are real excuses you will see in K-pop spaces all the time. So company stands still exist because companies still try to make their groups have a common factor. And this factor works as an excuse for K-pop fans to support all the groups or the majority of groups under a K-pop.
Isn't the common factor just we're all pretty people? Like, why work any harder than I've collected some of the most amazing looking people to make music? Now go fucking just make music. What's wrong with people? God damn it. It's not even, you're trying to reinvent the wheel. You got a pretty person with a lot of talent. That shit sell itself as long as they're not a dickhead. Like, what is going on?
K-pop label. This common factor can be a characteristic style of music, a way of dancing, or a common physical style. So when naming HYBE as part of a new big four, K-pop fans also try to find a common factor between HYBE artists that can make them a family. However, although HYBE is very successful now, this company cannot be compared to the other labels part of the big three because the
Are we calling really this the
HYBE is not a
this is a reach, yo. This a reach. Just I can't even shoulder shimmy no more without being compared to somebody. Like, god damn it, we all got shoulders. What the fuck?
label. The way BTS impacted the music world has confused a lot of K-pop fans because BTS broke the K-pop system in many ways. One of these is the way in which entertainment agencies work in South Korea. BTS debuted under the small label / entertainment company Big Hit Entertainment. This means that Big Hit used to manage everything when it comes to BTS, from the musical direction of a project to the distribution of their albums. But when BTS started gaining massive worldwide popularity, Big Hit became a big label / entertainment company. When this happened, Big Hit separated the label side from the corporate side. The corporate side was named HYBE, but the label Big Hit, which manages aspects like musical direction, never disappeared. The name just transformed into Big Hit Music. So all the artists part of Big Hit Entertainment, and by all I mean the two old artists part of Big Hit Entertainment and the new group TXT, which just debuted in 2019, stayed in Big Hit, now named Big Hit Music. Then HYBE started absorbing other small South Korean labels, some that already have other artists. Here starts the real confusion. HYBE's new labels started debuting new groups, and K-pop fans assume that these groups are under the same label as BTS, but they are not. BTS's label, Big Hit Music, only has 3 artists: BTS, TXT, and Ehyun. So why are Big Hit artists being mixed with other
Why she say my nigga name Ehyun? Do we not say is Lee not supposed to be said like Lee? Oh, my whole world is torn asunder. How are we supposed to say Bruce Lee's name now? Is it Bruce E? Is that how it's supposed to say? E Young. Oh man. What? Oh man. Chun Li, is Chun Hee? Oh, this is crazy.
labels artists when talking about the HYBE family.
No
HYBE
jeans
is a
in that.
corporation, not a label. And unlike other label families, the artists part of HYBE Corporation don't share a common sound, look, or style of choreography. HYBE is an umbrella company that does not only have music labels, but also a social network division and a business division that has an education division and a video content division. Saying that there is a family of HYBE artists would be like saying that there is a family of Kakao artists, which is also an umbrella company with way more divisions than HYBE. But although Kakao has 150 artists under its umbrella, no one talks about a Kakao family. People only talk about HYBE family because Big Hit used to be just a label, and not any label, but BTS's label. And the rebranding of Big Hit as HYBE made a lot of people believe that artists from other labels part of HYBE are part of the family BTS is from, but they are not. They are all from different labels. And even if the HYBE family was a thing, we would also have to include artists from HYBE America like Justin Bieber or Ariana Grande, but they are never part of the HYBE family conversation because they are not K-pop and they don't share anything in common with other HYBE artists. So if they are not considered part of the HYBE family, then artists under other labels part of HYBE Corporation shouldn't be either. So what about a Big Hit family? This would make a lot more sense since the 3 artists part of Big Hit actually had a family photo shoot. But are they similar in any way? Big Hit artists do have one common factor, but this factor is not a sound, a style of dance, or look. its authenticity. And hear me out before you call me a company stan, because even if you hate Big Hit or HYBE, you may agree with me. What differentiates Big Hit artists with artists under other HYBE labels and other labels in general is the way in which they prioritize the artist and their art instead of other superficial factors. Big Hit finds artists willing to grow as artists and does not only let them grow but also encourages them to grow.
그다음에 하이브라는 회사는 원래 예술가들의 자율성을 건드리지 않고 경영적인 프로세스에 있어서만 좋은 회사가 되도록 도와주는 회사라는 건 이미 잘 알려진 사실이라서
This creates unique artists, not the same typical K-pop.
It just creates artists. That's it. It's no uniqueness to it because that's just inherent. You create an artist when you actually let them develop. The thing that I feel like has fallen away from the music industry, which Big Hit has done with BTS, and I guess that boy E Young as well. Like allowing an artist to actually go through a maturation process where they can focus on the art and you teach them all the other skill sets that once the art catches up to the technical proficiency that you would like them to have. Say it, they come in with dancing, but they're not that good at fucking singing or something, or they're really good at singing, but they don't know how to dance. When these two crossroads finally meet and you've given them the time to actually develop a personality and a voice and a self, that is when you get what you get with BTS or any artist in the history of nigga music is good. That's it. Is somebody is a person. And that person has a way they would like to say a thing. And when they say that thing, it is done at a level that makes it really dope. And you support that because then they have an individual vision on how they would like to express said voice. Boom, you have an artist. And that's the only thing I would say is different. It's not a uniqueness because it's only unique because we don't allow that anymore. But it's just unique in the sense of they're the only ones really letting people develop as an artist, or just like, hey, we believe in you. Go do some good shit so I can go make some money later and I'll pay for everything now. It's how it used to be and it's how it should be now, but the internet has broken that.
K-pop group over and over again. BTS has 3 rappers that started as rappers, not just pretty faces that were told to rap because they cannot sing. These rappers had experience composing and producing before debuting in BTS. Big Hit also chose 4 singers that represent 4 different singing styles. Ihyun is a soloist who was previously part of vocal-focused groups, so as a soloist, he releases strong ballads with deep lyrics. His music is also targeted at an
That's what he
older
looked like he do.
audience. TXT is also a group, but they are nothing like BTS. Even though it's common for K-pop groups to have rappers, TXT does not have an official rapper because none of them actually have a rap background, but they are not a vocal group either. Unlike BTS and Ihyun, they don't have previous producing experience, but they are extremely encouraged to grow as artists. This may be an obvious encouragement, but most K-pop labels prefer having control on their group's artistic decisions. This is why
that.
it's
You niggas
extremely
don't know
common
what to
for
do.
K-pop performers to not compose or even choose the music that will be part of their discography.
And that's why
so
we
in
have
a way,
Jopping.
Big Hit Music maintain their
Fucking
own
terrible.
mission, creating music and artists for healing.
하이브의 야유에 성대한 막을 올렸습니다.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Most K-pop groups and their HYBE labels don't follow Big Hit's mission statement of creating music and artists for healing. For example, ENHYPEN is a K-pop boy group under the label Believed Lab, which is part of HYBE labels. But although they are associated with Big Hit's group TXT, ENHYPEN follows most K-pop rules. They are considered performers more than artists involved in their music. Their artistic decisions are the label's ideas. Across their 2
Terrible.
studio albums and 3 EPs, only one member has been credited for contributing in the songwriting process of one song. On the
God
other hand,
damn.
although they just started, and whether you think the lyrics are good or bad, TXT had all these writing or producing credits in their first 2 years. One of
Shout
them
out to
even
that
wrote
man.
for ENHYPEN before
Gotta write a
ENHYPEN
bunch of
had
shit
the
to get
chance
to the goal.
write for themselves. So although the HYBE family idea is enforced here, there is not a significant artistic factor that makes them similar. However, another label absorbed by HYBE, which apparently tries to follow successful big hit, or more specific, BTS's message, is Source Music. Source Music used to have a group named G-Friend, and according to the G-Friend members themselves, they started having artistic liberties only when Source Music joined HYBE labels. After Source Music disbanded their 6-member girl group G-Friend, they debuted the 6-member girl group Les Seraphim. This new girl group has a fearless concept, which aligns to one of BTS's main messages of self-acceptance and empowerment. The difference is that BTS reached their empowerment message by themselves. If you want to be really specific, RM and Suga did. It was an obvious conclusion by the way they've been writing about the subject over the years. On the other hand, it can be seen in the Les Seraphim documentary that the Les Seraphim members were sat down and explained with a PowerPoint presentation the fearless concept that they will have to interpret. Another label part of HYBE that followed Big Hit's principle of authenticity is Adore, which debuted the girl group New Jeans. Their fresh, unique concept and their lack of
Shout
noise
out to them
music,
girls.
which is very popular in K-pop, has made a lot of K-pop fans associate them with big hit artists. More specifically, they associate their fictional storyline with BTS and TXT's fictional storyline that runs throughout their music videos. However, although their label Adore enjoys the privilege of debuting their first group under HYBE Corporation, they don't like recognizing it, not even to give the New Jeans girls some credit. Adore's CEO, Min Hee-jin, used to be the chief marketing officer at SM Entertainment, and you can tell. She has the mindset of other K-pop labels where they take all the credit from the creative projects. She said that she was the one making all the artistic decisions for New Jeans, and basically that New Jeans' success is her success.
This is the part of management that I just, as an American, and I've also done artist management, that I don't understand why you would want to do that. Because if I'm trying to sell this person who, let's say they're the most untalented bastard I've ever come across, I want them to get all the credit in the headlines, because the people that make the decisions are behind closed doors and don't actually give a fuck. But if I can make this person that has no talents seem like they're like a fucking genius to the public, that makes it easier for me to charge you more money to see this untalented individual who you now believe is a genius. Why would I then want to be like, yeah, me, the person that won't ever sing the song, that won't ever hit the two-step for you, yeah, that's all my work. Who the fuck cares? The people that care are the fans. And they obviously think that person's a genius, and making them seem even more like a genius means I get more money. How can you be so stupid and short-sighted? What the fuck is going on here? Like, I don't get it. Because you don't see this in American record labels. Like, even Scooter Braun was like, it's all YouTube. It was him meeting Usher. It's like, it was the internet. It's just, I'm Scooter Braun. And I'm like, smart play. Like, it just, what are we doing here? You fucking push paper and like write ideas down. There's somebody else who actually gets seen for all of this. Let them have the credit, because we can charge more money. Like, what are we doing? It doesn't make sense.
New Jeans' album was her long dream album. This is the music she had in mind. New Jeans' music is her music, the music of the producer Min Hee-jin. She selected the songs and she ordered them on the...
Where she said she used to work at JYP?
Used to be the chief marketing officer.
No, SM. I thought she worked at JYP, because the way she talking, she sound like, oh boy, that started that JYP. Like, this is my shit. This is me doing this. This is a fucking dickhead. What are you doing? Terrible. Shut the fuck up. Sit down. Go back to your office.
She selected the songs and she ordered them on the EP. True or not, this wouldn't be Big Hit's strategy to promote a group, because that makes the K-pop performers look like puppets who don't have any artistic liberties. And yes, the New Jeans members may be too young to be expected to compose full songs or to have a strong musical personality and vision. Comparing them to BTS's debut when they were around New Jeans' age wouldn't be too fair, because BTS has an extraordinary journey in the music world. But TXT also debuted at a very young age, and they were still encouraged to find their own sound and become artists. This can be reflected in TXT's subtle but honest music shifts. So New Jeans may have a musical style that is refreshing in the K-pop industry. Their concept is different, and it has successfully attracted a great part of BTS's audience. But this song and concept will not feel authentic to these girls if their label keeps taking taking the entire credit. Even if the New Jeans girls wrote one line in a song, which by the way they did, that's still something the CEO should be celebrating. But her words make the New Jeans members
celebrating
feel
everything.
interchangeable.
What
Since
are we
New
doing?
Jeans is the CEO's vision, any other girls can be part of New Jeans. The special New Jeans factor does not come from the members, it comes from the executives. This is highly unlikely to happen
Dickhead.
with big hit artists. Their quote-unquote brand is authenticity.
We keep coming back to this one. I'm just like, who are these niggas that are around BTS? Then it's finally clicked. It's TXT and Lee Hug. I'm just like, that's that one nigga I was singing a moment ago. This finally clicked. I was just like, why are these niggas around? Like, what is this?
So why would they give the label more credit than the artists themselves?
Why do you want SM Entertainment when the management wants to go in a different direction?
As a last-minute addition to this video, it looks like despite a lot of tension between SM and HYBE, there is a high probability that HYBE will become SM's biggest shareholders. So many assume that SM will be one of the labels part of HYBE in a way. But even if this does happen, the SM family
Hostile
will keep
takeovers in
being
that.
the SM family. Because
Shout
there
out to
are
my
only
nigga. Hey, the jacket my nigga got on, this cardigan. Tell me that nigga Jin would not look fly as fuck in that shit. I could see Jin wearing that, or I could see V really pulling that motherfucker off. That shit'd be cold. All right, I'm sorry. Just I seen this jacket again. I had a thought. I was like, oh, my nigga Jin will look fly as fuck in that jacket.
common factors between SM performance.
If we don't know it's jacket, because there's a plethora of jackets, I did say a cardigan. If you don't know what the cardigan is, it's this gentleman all the way to the left with the glasses, just in case, so we all know what I'm discussing.
In any case, they will remain as a separate label from Big Hit, just like Source Music is a separate label from Big Hit, despite all of them being part of HYBE. In the end, my point remains. The different HYBE labels and their artists don't have much in common artistically between them. If you really want to buy the forced idea of a label family, do it with the actual label families, not with a corporation that has shares in these labels.
Conclusion. Nigga, you just work here. So do I, but we ain't a family. I don't know what the fuck you talking about. That's my conclusion. But I feel like me and Bora are in the same place. Like, if you want to call them a family, there's TXT and E-Hung. Them motherfuckers is the closest we gonna have to a family. Everybody else, you niggas just work here. We didn't come up through the trenches, especially E-Hung. I would say he's the closest to what I would allow to be considered family, because Cuz was there before we even showed up. But now that we here and that nigga's still here with us, he for sure gotta be our Sunbanim or Sunbae. I don't know which one it is, but I want the super precious one with the honorific at the end. So I think it's the Sunbanim. That's who I would consider E-Hung to be. Outside of that, TXT, you just my little niggas. But Hung, he's actually a Hung and a Sunbanim to us, because bruv been here since we been here, but a little bit longer. Outside of that, everybody else just work in the same building. We not family. That's just what it is. Could we become family? Sure. It's possible. I like some of you niggas. But are we family right now? Fuck no.
So is the HYBE family a thing? In terms of business,
No.
it may be. There are many HYBE events and interactions that prove it does, but it's not the same as actual label family. HYBE event.
When these HYBE believe did BTS come to this? Because if BTS did not come to this, nigga, it's not a family event. The rest of you niggas work here and are faking the funk.
Events and interactions that prove it does, but it's not the same as actual label families. Source Music has a vision for their artists that is different from Ador's vision, that it's different from Pleddy's vision, that it's different from Belief Lab's vision, that it's different from Big Hit's vision. To say that there's a HYBE dancing style or a HYBE sound like K-pop fans do with other labels would be pointless, because it's not true. HYBE has many labels with different sounds and styles. Some of these labels try to follow Big Hit's mission of authenticity, but others don't. Some labels under HYBE strictly follow the K-pop system, but other labels don't. This is why it's very hard to find real HYBE company stands, because the decisions made by Big Hit executives are different from the decisions made by Source Music executives. What does happen a lot is that BTS fans army end up becoming casual listeners or even fans of other HYBE groups that follow Big Hits, or to be more specific, BTS's message, concept, or authenticity. There's some fan crossover with BTS BTS and groups like Les Seraphim, New Jeans, 17, and TXT. But it's not as common as
That's
with other
facts.
labels. Actually, what I've noticed is that if one of these groups' music starts getting closer to quote-unquote noise music, ARMYs will not be very supportive. So in the end, there's no unconditional love and support
Man, don't
by
support
ARMY
noise.
for the supposed HYBE family. What matters and what should matter the most is the music. Not a family created by business decisions, but the artists themselves and the art they create.
I need the art, baby. I need the art. Go ahead, V. Oh, guess what? It switched over too quick. I'm not doing that video right now. I'm not doing that right now. But I will though. So Persona of the Soul, all that's coming. That's
In
coming. Oh, no,
2013.
Map of the Soul Persona. That's on the way. But we gotta finish this for today because I got things to do. I also got a show Saturday, so I gotta go do rehearsal, and I got a rehearsal tomorrow, and then Saturday, 1 o'clock, HMV in that Princess Street, Edinburgh, Scotland. It goes down. Is this the first show this year? Yeah, it's first show this year too. Is it? No, I think it's second. First or second show this year. I can't remember. Fucking 2023 has been a mad year. But yeah, back to this. HYBE family's a thing. No, them niggas just work with me. That's it. That's it. Like, yeah, that's it. Yeah, whoever's running a door, dickhead. Shorty needs to get fired. If that's how she's doing interviews, fire her ass ASAP. Like now. Like when this video drops, I hope that she has lost her job. I hope she's still successful and makes money, but she don't need to be running shit if she's talking like that in the music market that we're going into, especially with the listenership being far more educated than in past years. That's just not gonna fly. The more and more authentic artists really get to cut through and are seen. Don't nobody give a fuck what you. Who the fuck is the CEO? You're not in the studio, bird. Shut the fuck up. Like, oh, this is just, that's very frustrating to hear management talking like they're a fucking artist, but wanting the credit like they go to the booth. Like, that's my whole reason why I'll never sign a 360 deal. Cause you're not gonna get a part of my t-shirt merchandising like you was in the booth in the studio with me and at rehearsal and all that just cause you put the money up. Nigga, that's one portion of it. I'm still doing like 12 other jobs. You just brought the bag. And then I have to go do other things that bring in more money that pay back your bag plus make us all more money. You think I'm gonna give you 360 of that? Nigga, suck my dick. It's not happening. I'm poor to that. I will continue to be poor if that is the situation. I'm not doing it. But yeah. Shout out to Board City. I didn't think I was going to be as passionate about this topic as I have turned out to be, but I really do not like this fake shit, and I really hate upper management in entertainment. They're some of the worst fucking people you'll ever fucking meet in the world. Some of them are really good, but predominantly people that run music and entertainment spaces at the top are some of the worst individuals ever. Like, ever. Some of the worst people I've ever met. Just so fucking disconnected from what's actually happening or what will actually work, but because they now have the keys to the car or the keys to the kingdom, they're just like, well, like my shit don't stink. And it's like, no, you're a fucking terrible person. You've run this fucking record label into the goddamn ground. This is why Scooter Braun running Ithaca and helping with HYBE America, it's gonna work for a little bit. He's really good at that, but it's not gonna work long term. Because he's fucking terrible at the long vision. He's very good at the iterations, the startups, the grab that now because it'll make some money. But that shit that's going to have true longevity, no. It's not happening. It's not happening. I don't see it. But that's just my quick little synopsis. Again, shout out Bora. That's going to be it for me and my rants. I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you very much for your time. Please do hit that like, subscribe. Patreon's in the description. And I see you. I'm out of here. Peace.